guys, hello, it's Helly and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to help you guys develop a reading habit because according to me, reading is probably the best habit that you can ever acquire in your life. So this video is basically targeted at two types of people. First of all, the beginners who have not really read a lot of books in their life, but they want to because books are awesome. And secondly, it's for people who are readers but not avid readers, so that they can develop their reading habit to a greater extent, just like I did in the past 2 years. And these are the tips that I'm going to share with you guys, which I applied to my life and realized that yes, they helped me a lot. And by sharing them with you, I hope that you will be reading a lot more books too. So in case you don't read a lot of books after this, I don't think we can be friends. So the first tip to develop a reading habit will be to start off by reading short stories. Short stories are small, they are like 10 or 20 pages. You can read a lot of them in just a day, and the best part is each of them is so different that you are going to love short stories. Once you get the hang of short stories, you should move on to novellas. Now novellas are greater than short stories but lesser than novels, so they are called novellas. So they are like baby novels. And when you read novellas, you do not need to invest a lot of time because novellas are like 70 to 150 pages long, and above that it's called a novel. So yeah, when you pick up a novella, you can read it real quick, and since you have just got accustomed to reading short stories, I think novellas will be the next best thing for you. And once you get acquainted with novellas, you can move on to the real novels. Now, some of the short story collections that I definitely want to recommend are Roald Dahl's collections, Anton Chekhov, Leo Tolstoy. Some novella writers are Gabriel Garcia Marquez, though he has not written a lot of them, but Chronicles of a Death Foretold was great. Secondly, there's Ruskin Bond from our own India, and I love his novellas, so definitely make sure that you pick them up. I think my favorite novella from him is Time Stops at Shumley. It was absolutely great, so make sure you read that. The second tip will be to wake up and read. When you go to sleep at night, you probably keep your phone aside, so don't do that. Keep your book with you, and when you wake up, the first thing you do is pick up that book from your side and start reading, and that's probably the best start to a morning anybody could have. The third tip will be to go to sleep at night with a book, and that will help you listen to the second tip too, right? Because when you sleep with a book at night, obviously after reading it, you can wake up and continue reading that book again, and that is something that I continuously keep doing. I love sleeping with my books. I just love it. And when I wake up and have that book again and I continue it, it's probably the best feeling in the world. So make sure you don't miss that feeling. The fourth tip might sound a bit self-promotional, but you should definitely follow Booktubers and Bookstagrammers. When you see Booktubers and Bookstagrammers raving about books, you are compelled to buy and read those books, and that's happened to me so many times. Almost half of these books on my shelves have been bought because some people were raving about it. Obviously, I have not liked all of them. The thing is, it's worth it because at least I read those books. So make sure you follow Booktubers and Bookstagrammers for latest book recommendations. The fifth tip will be to find out your favorite genre. I have told you guys this before. When I read any book other than the psychotic thriller genre, it takes me a lot of time to finish them or to get the hang of it and finish the book at all. So I prefer psychotic thrillers as my favorite genre. I love short stories equally, but if I pick up something like scientific novels or thriller novels, it takes me a lot more time, and that's something that I avoid now because I do not want to get into a reading slump. When I get into a reading slump, it takes me almost a month to come back out of it. So when you're developing a reading habit, read books that are only from your favorite genre. Hopefully you know what's your favorite genre, but in case you don't, your favorite movie genre is most likely to be your favorite book genre as well. The sixth tip that I have for you guys is to be on this app called Goodreads. Goodreads is an amazing app for all the readers out there, even if you are an avid reader, because the people at Goodreads are reading all the time. You can add friends and see what they are reading, what they read and reviewed and rated, and then you can pick up your next read, and that will help you to read more definitely. And lastly, make sure that you have a lot of choice of books to pick up from. There have been days when I have just picked up one book after another and read 5 pages from each of them and decided that they were not the one for me, and it took me like 7 or 8 books to find out the right book for me. And it was possible only because I had a lot of variety to choose from. And in case you don't have variety and you are not in mood to read a couple of books, then you don't want to just not read at all. So keep variety at your hand. Ask people to gift you books, buy books. You can enter giveaways for books. You can, in case you love books a lot, you can slowly start asking for review copies so that you can read more, because when you have review copies, you just have to read them to keep your word. So yeah, that's a great way to keep reading and keep developing your reading habit. So these were my tips for developing a reading habit. In case you have some tips too, then please drop them in the comment below. I would like to know them. In case you like me, then make sure you follow me on my social media. All my social media handles are called The Helly Blog, and they are in the description below. Make sure that you follow me because I post there every day. If you guys like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to comment below. Subscribe to my channel in case you haven't yet. And till my next video, bye bye.